Hello everybody, this is Banter Blitz, I'm Jan. That's a new intro. This is Banter Blitz, I'm Jan. Think it's gonna work. Challenge me to a lovely chess game, 5-minute chess game, if you happen to be a Chess24 premium user. If not, become one by using the Banter code. The Banter code. Let's redo this. Hello everybody, my name is Jan Gustafsson. I am a very strong, very handsome, still very young, yet experienced Grandmaster who would love to play some friendly chess games on this Friday afternoon before he goes to the movies, watches the new Tarantino movie dubbed into German because his idiot friends do not speak any English. And in Germany we don't have movie theaters that show the original versions very frequently. And what was I gonna say? Challenge me to a blitz game. Good thing there's not a live show, so I can just keep doing takes. Let's get started. You guys know the drill. Voucher code Yanistan, 15% off. Yada, yada, yada. Let's see if we have any challenges. What about this guy? Haikaruz. Hi, Haikaruz. Santi is already complimenting me on the intro. A lot of work does go into these things, so it's appreciated when you get a little recognition for it. Thank you, sir. Here we go. Haikaruz. Hikaru fan, or what does Haikaruz even mean? From Malaysia? I've never been to Malaysia. I'd love to go one day. It's on my top 8 destinations of places I want to go. Japan is still number 1. What else is there? Maybe it's number 2. Nah, it can't be number 2. The problem is Thailand is always number 1 till 5, even though I've been there plenty. But Malaysia does sound nice. I've heard good things. Sorry, my head's not fully in this. I just finished recording an episode of the opening clinic. I'm a little self-aware about pronouncing the word episode because I've been corrected about it a lot. Is it a softer S? I still haven't figured out. I think I even watched a video on YouTube of people saying episode, but I'm not going to be able to do it correctly. Doesn't Dr. Dre talk about episode? Welcome to the next episode. Don't know. Santi is asking, do they play chess in Japan? It seems like they are not here to play chess in Malaysia today. Haikaruz is making us wait, which is great because that gives me a moment to collect my thoughts and become the usual eloquent, soft-spoken, yet cutting-edge content delivery system that I usually am. Chris V, are you there? Rui1561, learn some freaking English. Every show you're here talking Spanish to me. There's a lot of ajedrez dicharachero out there. Not this one. D4, knight f6, bishop to g5. I believe that's what experts call the Trompovsky. And I will go for the central strategy. Because nowadays, with all these Trompovskys, is there enough of a counterweight in the middle of society? D5, e3, pawn to c5. And let's see what Chris V has up his sleevey. Bishop f6, gf. And dc5. This is a line. Knight c6 or e6 are the established moves here. c4, can I go d4? c4 looks premature to me. Think knight f3, then you go e5. Bishop b5 was one of the main moves, like this Carlsen kayaking game. But generally, this has been considered to be decent for black for a while, no? Knight f3, I could take on e3, I guess. Or I could go e5, but then I might have to think. e5, ed, e4, how does this go? d5, ef3, dc6, queen e7 check. Okay, looks fun, let's go. After ed, I could also go ed. But e4 looks like a more challenging way to play. Santi is saying yada 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 is coming from Carlsen's interview against Anand World Championship match. I was not aware that Magnus coined yada yada yada. I'm fairly sure it's been around before. But if it was invented, he will certainly get credit for it. Kramnik student is saying Chess 24 started in 2014, so no banter for 1 year? No, there's always been banter. I think the first year we did it on this platform called Livestream, not the YouTubes and Twitches and all the funky stuff you have out there. So I'm not sure. Maybe those were lost for the record books, but I've been doing the same nonsense for a while. As for this position, I'm doing fine, Chrisvy. I have bishops, I have central squares. What's not to like? Not so obvious what he should do. Knight d4, I'm gonna go queen d4, and I will threaten what in the business we like to call scholar's mate. Queen takes f2, and while keeping my greedy eyes, and yes, they're both greedy, on the b2 pawn as well. Okay, I could pretend to be thinking about active moves like bishop g4 or whatnot, but we all know what's going to happen. So let's not waste everybody's time by fake considering other moves than the obvious pawn grab. Oof, nothing but to start the day at 8 p.m. with some fresh coffee and some fresh pawns. Chucky is saying, tomorrow's Sinkfield coverage. Yeah, I'll be doing live commentary in the lovely language that is the German. So if you happen to speak that lovely language, or if you just want to see my pretty face. Some people say that I work even better muted. Then stop by. But of course there is also the official English show. There's a French show, there's a Spanish show, there's whatever. But yeah, I'll be here with my old buddy Dr. Bagger, International Master Steve Bagger, to talk about the Sinkfield Cup, about the trials and tribulations of young Master Magnus. But before we get there, I have to take some hard decisions, like take another pawn, develop a piece. I don't know, probably take another pawn, no? Gotta stay on brand. Chrisvy, that's 3 pawns. The problem is that now he gets to develop his pieces. So you could argue that I somewhat overdid the pawn grabbing. You could argue that, but your argument would not be heard. In Pawn Central, which is Banter Blitz with Jan Gustafsson. Sorry for not making sense. I was gonna say Pawn Hub, but that could be misunderstood, so I went with Pawn Central. I don't know why I keep doing this crap like one pawn too many, just to show I'm a greedy pawn grabber and then suffer instead of just winning with 2 pawns up in a great position. But that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Will I do the unthinkable and return a pawn? With a heavy heart. But it has happened. Whoa! Not taking. Madness. That's a check. More aggressive gestures from Mr. Crisby. Alright. I'm scared, Crisby. Let's exchange some of these towery thingies. Still in control. But less so than I used to be. Mainly, I am scared that he will take one of my pawns, when I will only be 2 pawns up. But sometimes we have to face our fears and continue the game, even though we no longer have 3 extra pawns. Can't say I'm enjoying it. Good old-fashioned active moves. Queen e7, I could go rook e2, queen f8 is just a check. Or is queen d worry me, king g7? Nah. Not too worried. Sorry, Chris V. Still looking like an uphill battle. Is that a bad thing? I guess it's a bad thing, no? An uphill battle? Never fully understood what that's about. But usually, I think you wanna fight your fights downhill. Queen f3 endgame. Alright, I guess. Or shall we keep the queensies? Should mainly make moves. Making moves is a key ingredient to blitz success. What a great way to start this session. Took a bunch of pawns, won on time. Feeling good. What are we talking about? Fair Play wonders, hey Jan, did you talk to Magnus after St. Louis tournament? I did not. Mr. Dodgy Chess is out there. Restoring law and order in all the chats. I'm reading the Twitch chat and the Chess24 chat, where Kramnik student is saying you can also do 3, but 5 is better for bantering. Yeah, I'm fine with both. I think I usually play better in 3-minute games if I realize it's a 3-minute game, because then I focus. But for talking, 5 gives you, according to my math, like 2 extra minutes. Therefore, I slightly prefer it, because there's nothing I like as much as the sound of my own voice. We are playing SD Gardot from France. Whoa, didn't know we had any members in France. Is that a chess market? Should we have like a French site? It's probably a bit much. T5, what do you do here? Magnus recently played Queen B3, made it look easy, but I will go one step further, literally, and give a check. This is a line from my childhood. Not a very good line, if we're being completely honest. But you know how it is, childhood addictions, they die hard. That cocaine habit I picked up as a 13-year-old, and the Queen A4 check followed by Queen B3, they'll always be there. The problem is here after B5, black is fine. Knight B5, Knight E4, Queen C7, Knight C6. I've played this many a time with mixed results, meaning mainly with draws. I once had a tournament game against our friend Suat Atalik here. I was on the black side, I went b5. He goes knight a6, now after e5, bishop e6, you can sacrifice the queen, which is always fun, with ef6. And I guess that's exactly what I will do. Habit Noir is saying, I'm from Houston. What do you think about Rockets' chances? I don't know. It's been quiet around the Rockets. I would guess they'll be good. They're always good. But I don't really see this Westbrook-Harden thing a match made in heaven, because Harden has the ball like 800% of the time, according to my math. And Westbrook, as we know, is fairly useless away from the ball. Not only can't he shoot, but he also doesn't really move around and do stuff. So I struggle seeing them on the same level as the Clippers. But they'll be good. Is this all theory? This looks vaguely familiar. Knight b4, planning to jump here, take more of my pawnsies. Frankly, bothers me a little bit. I could go bishop b3, but then knight d3 check. Is that an improvement? I'm not sure. I like pawns too much, so I'll do that. But I have a feeling short castles was probably correct, not this bishop b3 move. Looks a bit passive. I don't know what this is. We have 3 minor pieces versus the queen. And yeah, it's hard to say who's favored by that balance. Usually depends on stuff like squares for the pieces. And here I'm hopeful that I can generate a bunch of nice squares for my knights. They will be hard to kick away from g5 and maybe e5 in the distant future. So it does look like a fairly decent position. It's one drawback of h5 here after knight eg5. It will be very hard to challenge that horsey. Rook c3, just, to maintain flexibility. Put this guy here. Do I go knight g5 now, or does c5 wear me? I think I'll go rook c6 first, just to rule out any c5 shenanigans, and then continue putting my pieces on the most active squares I can think of, which is probably this square, and g3, maybe some knight e5 in the future. Still need to manufacture a breakthrough, but it feels like it should be there. Once again, my feeling says I should keep rooks on the board, but then he could possibly play f6. Then again, f6 is weakening, so I'll live with that. Okay, rook c5, what do you want? Rook d2 is a move? How is that position? I don't know. Honestly, no clue. Looks fun though. Queens are very powerful pieces, I've learned. But I do have 3 of these little guys. It's gotta be worth something too. Strange position. I think he played well to exchange a bunch of rooks, free his position, even at the price of a pawn. Because here it's somewhat harder to deal with this queen, because it can go to so many freaking squares. And it's not easy to keep everything under control. Knight f3, somewhat passive move, but queen e5 check bothered me. Being sloppy already. Missed this check. Which is bad news. Costs me a pawn. Does it? Queen e3. King e3, a4. Yeah. I don't know. It's not great. guess this could end in a draw or something. I don't want to draw. I'll try this and keep pawns on the queen side alive with a4 and fix this guy and hopefully attack it in the distant future. But escargot is playing well. I don't know what escargot means. I'm familiar with escargots, but escargots do not really ring a bell. Okay. Do we have active moves? Knight g5. Not sure if this is going anywhere. No, I think he's okay. Stupid queens, they're so strong. Even f5. Yeah, hard to organize my silly pieces too. Just repeat once to play with his feelings. Of course I'm not repeating, but I don't like my position either. Or I don't think I'm worse, but I don't like my winning chances compared to, or at least considering how hard it is to play the stuff over the board with all these pieces always hanging. See, it's already starting. I take. No! Our boy is playing well. I guess I should try not to blunder any of my pieces. Ideally put them on safe squares ASAP. And I can see some safe squares for this horsey on f4 or g5. So we're headed there. Probably f4. It's the first order of business. And bring this guy to a more protected environment as well. But the queen is so strong. Stupid queen. See? There it is, causing trouble. Yep, I'm not making a great deal of progress here. One has to admit. Because I haven't managed to activate my knight. Well, he's actually made progress. So, more power to him. Ugh, this is not improving. I might be in trouble now because of my horrible play. Actually, no, still safe. But can one win this? Probably not, right? This helps. Yeah. Good game by SD Gardo. I believe it's fairly easy to point the finger to this position where queen f6, knight e4 check strikes me as inaccurate. I think this position was just a draw and he played well. What can you do? Well, not blunder the queen. But other than that, great game. I gotta sneeze. And we're back. Virtuoso is wondering when is the next Magnus tourney? Double question mark. Yeah, that's a little riddle right there, Virtuoso. But I believe after thorough research, I came to the conclusion that it starts tomorrow. It's the so-called Sinquefield Cup, 11 rounds of classical chess against some of the best players in the world. While I play against Ed Jolie. Pat is saying, "Hi Jan, what do you think about streaming on Twitch to target a bigger and younger audience? Or is that not your shtick? I don't know, let's chat. Check with the Twitch chat. Twitch chat, are you guys bigger and younger? Like not physically bigger, but are you more And are you a hipper demographic, so that finally I can assume my rightful place in pop culture as... I don't know, I don't follow pop culture, so I can't think of any comparison. The one would fit. I think I'm going for a Ryan Seacresty kind of vibe, except with the chess playing and being less handsome and less well spoken, but less corny too. So I think that's my corner. Slightly older, slightly less handsome, slightly less corny Ryan Seacrest. So let's see what Twitch has to say. They say we are the cool kids. I had no idea. Julio Lasagne is saying he's physically bigger too. Okay, it does look like we are indeed approaching a core demographic that no longer only consists of crack junkies and unemployed retirees. That's not a contradiction. You can be retired and still be unemployed. But instead we're now tapping into the center of hipdom that is Twitch. Boom! Danka saying, well, this is a Stammtisch with wise old men and women. There you go. Bishop f4, can you do that? In my days, they used to play h3 here. Then you used to make some move. So bishop f4, my hand wants to go bishop d6. My head wants to double check if it doesn't lose after knight b5. Doesn't look like it does. So the next question is, does bishop d6 make any sense? Looks a bit clumsy actually. No, after bishop g3, I'll just go d6. Galactic 92 is saying, aren't we just the same people then on c24? Wait, that's confusing. You're on both? How can you then be younger and bigger and hipper? I don't know. I got the bishop pair here. It should be a good start against Ed Jolie. I think black is slightly better. No, the double pawns don't really hurt my position. Au contraire, mon frère. Yeah, my French is great. They control a lot of squares in the center. So this looks good. Look, square, square, square. First time in my long, not very successful chess career that I pushed the h-pawn all the way to h5. I've played a few h6s, but h5 I believe is the first. And the idea is to push it further. Rookie 1, he does not seem to be too concerned about my cruel intentions. But maybe he should have been. This pawn, as we learned from Alpha Zero games, is a pretty effective little unit. At Jolie taking his time, g3 looks normal. Put the bishop here. If he goes knight e3, I guess e4 would be hanging. If not, he has to think at least about knight to g4 coming. So yeah, looks like I have a good position. Oh, and the Mr. Dodgy Chess on Twitch is saying, I'm not the c24, Mr. Dodgy is my nemesis. Confusing stuff. Are any of you guys related to the very successful Twitch streamer Mr. Dodgy, or is that a completely different person yet again? How many Mr. Dodgys can there be? And can I take this pawn? You know I want to. He goes knight g4. Maybe I shouldn't. I want to though. Knight e4, knight g4. No tricks. f5, bishop e4, bishop e4, knight g e5. What's that position? Not so obvious to me. But I really want to take. Random move because I can't calculate. Knight e4, knight g4. Surfing Ripper is saying, take care everyone, I have a boat to catch. Great stream, bye from Michigan. Bye Surfing Ripper. What does Surfing Ripper mean? Like, do you rip people like Jack the Ripper while you're on a surfboard? Or is that like a surfing term that I'm not aware of? Queen e2, I have a feeling I'm not really keeping the initiative, which I so skillfully obtained earlier in the game. But now I've just, yeah, rook d8 was sort of a lazy cop-out move, and he could be okay after knight g4. Jolie does not want any piece of that, instead takes on e4. He can still play knight g4, but now at least nothing better pops up. I could take here. Goes knight g5 instead, but does that worry me? I don't think it does, frankly, because now there is this long diagonal, and I know that I said now 18,000 times the last 3 minutes. But now this long diagonal, wide open, queen c6. Yeah, this is gone wrong for Ajoli. Instead of bishop takes e4, he should really have played knight g4. And perpetual stalemate clarifies it means it's not surfing Ripper, but it means surf in Gripper. Gripper apparently is a well-known surfing spot on the Lake Michigan. Gotcha. Who knew? Can I be my cunning self and play f6, hoping for knight e6, queen c6? Not sure that's very much for my position, but I could certainly do it. I can also just start with this, no? Looking for a checkmate after queen e4, but I haven't found one yet. Everybody in Prague seems busy. No time to be my mate. It's a bit unfortunate. Knight e4. Ah, no. At Jolie, he's not even playing that well, some offense, but I still have not really managed to keep total control. Maybe an extra knight will help my quest, but even that I am not 100% certain about. f5, knight e5. I guess it will just be good old flag chop as usual. Never cease to satisfy. Are you threatening to take on f6? I want no troubles, mister. f5, knight e5. Am I winning there? Nah, too complicated. So rook d8, knight f6. Let me calculate for once. Nah, too lazy. Pin. Just for the record. And Jolie loses on time. Same old, same old. What are we talking about? Lena0 says, thank you for all your video series, Jan. Thanks to your series Queen C2 against the Nimzo, I managed to win against Jan Timman. Boom! Congrats, Linus0. That's a big scalp right there. I just saw Jan Timman last week in Amsterdam. He seemed to be doing well. He stopped by at this tournament where I was hanging out. So yeah, congratulations. Let's play more chess games. Aldo Arriaga goes 1d4. Who's the most famous Aldo? Is it Brad Pitt's character from Inglourious Basterds? He's called Aldo Raines or something, right? Let me look that up. Aldo Inglourious. Aldo Raine. Yeah, close enough. Let me Google famous Aldo. Oh, it's a 3-minute game? Maybe this is the wrong game to do major Aldo research. If you get lost, do people wonder where's Aldo? Or is that only working with the extra W? Probably not a thing in the Aldo community. And yeah, I do know that first name jokes are the most hilarious thing there is. Because if it is your first name, you've never heard any of those. Perpetual Stalemate is saying, by the way, Jan, after St. Louis Banter Blitz, you're the only chess player to win all his 2019 tournaments. Yeah, I've been trying to argue that point. But then there is some party poopers like Mr. Dodgy who are saying that I did not win the German Team Cup competition. Although I won both my games there. So I'm not sure if we can count that. I believe you're right. I'm the only player with a clean slate of winning all his events in 2019. Aldo, on the other hand, is trying to hang on to the pawn here. And I don't know, probably a strong player will play some move like knight fd7, then put the other knight on c6. I'll try that, but it doesn't really feel like it's within my wheelhouse, to be perfectly honest. And I'm already unhappy. Aldo. Give me my pawn back, sir. The problem is he can take and then play c6, after which I get my pawn back, but not in the version I would have liked it. Now, yeah, if anybody is slightly better, I guess it's white, even though I should be okay. But Aldo has made some good moves here. Queen b4. The endgame looks kind of drawy. Don't want that. Queen c7, he can probably go queen e7, that seems a bit annoying. So what can I do? Choices. Yeah, nothing's great. Queen h5 or some move to the king side really feels like grossly misplacing the queen. But the things we do for confusing Aldo, he doesn't seem that confused, to be honest. Rook fd1 is just slightly better. Queen f4, fine too. Yeah, what to do? Play faster maybe. Alright, if you go queen b4 again, you've won the discussion. I will now accept a worse version of the endgame that I was trying to avoid earlier. Hashtag the art of chess maneuvering. Could go knight c3. I guess I should go knight c3, but I don't want to. No, I want to. Okay, my position has improved, my clock situation has not drastically improved, so might want to work on that. Time to speed up a little bit. Although, a bit of a speed demon himself, huh? Flagging John Malkovich, one of my favorite movies. Good game, although. Draw Knife of Death is saying, I wait for the opening claim. When is it coming? I just finished recording. It's uploaded to YouTube. I gotta do the timestamp, so it will be released like half an hour after this show is over. So you can Jan all night. Let's play Reddick. Wow, Mr. Dodgy. With the wordplay, that's the first. He's saying he played well, although you still won. That only works with the German accent, though. Good old Nimzo, since we got a plaque from Linus for my Queen C2 series earlier, might as well play it for once. The problem is these Norwegians, they're also booked up. This guy's 1500, but we know 1500 just means he's never played a game. Therefore, he could well be a big student of the chess opening. C5 DC96, here we go. This is the main line, which at the time I did the series was so fresh and so clean, but nowadays it's one washed up mess of a line that guys like Reddick know inside out. This is like JJ Reddick at the 3-point line. It's the natural habitat for Dr. Reddick. Eric Hansen's clock is saying, I was anticipating an all-done pun of some sort, but Jan let me down. That is what typically happens during these Banter Blitz programs. 94, can you do that? What am I supposed to do? So knight d2, knight g5. I don't know how stuff works. Can I go here? d5. Probably there's a better move after knight e4. I'm not sure which one. But knight g5 doesn't feel on point. Yeah, not a fan of my own move. Not a fan of b3 either. Focus, Jan! Not against Reddick. I've watched the Reddick Chronicles, so I should know what he's up to. Time for some humble pie. Black is obviously fine. H6, 94, bishop f6, whatnot. Rook c8 looks pretty good as well. rook c1, he wants to go dc. Is there anything that I can do about it? Don't know, don't really like my position. No, still don't like it. Even though I did stare at it some more. Radic! This is getting ridiculous. Nope, don't see anything good. So... bailout time? This is very sad. Slightly worse, if anything. But that's what you get if you play a bunch of random moves like knight g5, a3, b3. b5. Reddit's trying to simplify. But who can blame him? Yeah, still fairly equal. Keeps making good moves too, which is very unfortunate. Big champion of chess, Redick. Knight c3 are the tactics. What's going on? Okay, so let's take the pawn. Knight b1. That looks a little off the beaten track, no? I feel like I've made some progress. Would you agree, Mr. Redick, sir? I had some plan. Bishop b2. What was my plan? I guess bishop b2 makes sense. Redick really lost the threat here quite bigly in just a couple moves. So sad. This now looks fairly lost. Of course, there is always Jan's expert technique to provide a lifeline for the Redicks out there, but it does look bad. Yeah, this should be lost. Jan's expert technique is still out there kicking though. Oh, come on. Let me... Still winning in spite of my best efforts. And Redick loses on time. I believe my chances were good in the final position. Thank you for the game. Let me play Kaluza Klein. So Doji is saying Jan's Endgame Clinic. I did an episode of Jan's Endgame Clinic. Back in the day, like 3-4 years ago. It was fun. Somehow the pilot was not picked up by the network. I did not understand why. But there was some endgaming. Kaluza Klein. Where are you from? Mexico? I wonder if Mexico is sending their best people to Chess 24. I shouldn't even go there. It's not funny anymore, is it? I apologize. No more of the stupids. Didn't we build a firewall to keep the Mexican players out jokes? I'm done. What is this? Some theoretical debate here against Kaluza? Bishop g4. Bishop f5 they normally do, no? I don't know. Bishop g4. Looks legit as well. I guess I should unpin. Strange position, some sort of Chigorini vibe, where I have the bishops and the center, but he has jumpy horses. Should favor me, I would guess, but these positions can be very tricky to play. And I have to figure out what goes where. The most direct would of course be also the most on-brand. Just go bishop f6, queen f6, queen d5. Possible. Alright. Not sure I like this decision. Queen d5 would be a bit of a risky pre-move if he decides he wants to keep that pawn and go gf, which he shouldn't. He should absolutely go queen f6. That's still probably not a chance worth taking. Trying to develop some pieces here. Bit unclear where my king wants to go. I guess still h1 is the best square on the board for the dude, but I'm not sure. Maybe the center is also an option, but there could be some heat in the center later. Rook e8, rook d8, some knight to f5, so I'm really not sure. He goes g6. Is this a good move? Looks somewhat clumsy as usual. But I would like to go queen e5 somehow. Throw an h4 just so that after queen e5 he doesn't have queen h4. Yeah, this might all have been very slow. But if I manage to change queens, it was all worth it, because any endgame should be close to winning for me with my extra pawn and my pawn center. So now I have to go somewhere. Queen d8 seems like the only viable square, and then I can maybe use my centralized queensy to build some initiative here. Rook e8 is a square I still control, and here I could think about hg, but I don't see the need. Goes CD against anything anyway. And HG does not seem to run away. And now that we've accomplished all these great things, the question is, what's next? Still not over, unfortunately. I could go bishop c4 check, rook c4, queen e6, but he goes king h7 against anything. So probably that doesn't help all that much. I need a way to include this guy into the game. But yeah, it's not straightforward yet, which is a shame. King d2 looks a bit insane. Grandmasterly thought process. King d2 looks a bit insane. Let's play king d2. Queen d6 just looks bad, because all the endgames, as I said earlier, should be sort of winning for me. Now it's more back to the speeding up situation. F5, what? Am I losing my mind? He can take. That was literally, probably not literally, but that was incredibly stupid. Don't know what I'm doing here. I'm still better, unfortunately, because I started from such a good position. But that was a bit worrying. And our boy starting to be very tricky too. Oh boy. So much pressure. Yeah, I've played a bunch of horrible moves here. No idea if I'm even better anymore. I guess so, because I have these central passes. But things escalated quickly. Now I'm fairly confident I have a good position again, because of the rook up thing. But yeah, that was a weird brain fart. Pawn to f5. For some reason I thought he had to go g5 and then e4. But knight takes f5. Should not be impossible for me to spot. Anyway, thanks for the game. Kaluza Klein. Let's play someone a bit lower rated. Because so far everyone's been so strong today. And I hope Chatterjee is gonna give me an easier ride. Is this another member of the Chatterjee family? Kikuya is saying hello. Hello, Kikuya. Kaluza Klein is saying, so good, thanks. Glad you liked it, Kaluza Klein. Here, nothing dramatic happening. In general, if white gets the setup unbothered, like he can go castles and then b3, bishop b2, white does have a somewhat serious strategic advantage because of this backward pawn and this whole outpost things that Josef Dorfman explained to me in the video series he did on Chess24, the method in chess, where I was here. Mainly sitting there, learning. But Josef did seem to feel strongly that all these types of positions are very, very favorable for white. And I don't disagree. Rook b8. Now I'm facing the usual problem. I've made all the useful moves and I have to decide what's next. Where probably good players would make some active moves like f4 or e4. Well, Jan type players just continue procrastinating, playing h3. and hoping that the fruit will ripe in its own accord, but H3 did not feel like the most critical of moves, that much I will admit. Strategy, however, does give me a little taste here, a little milk, by voluntarily accepting an isolated pawn, which I would not mind eating. Speaking of mind eating, Mindhunter Season 2 is coming out tonight. It's gonna be a busy night. I have to watch that Tarantino movie, and then I have to continue my Charles Manson studies by watching Mindhunter Season 2. I'm not sure how much time I'll find to study Anish Giri games in between all this Charles Manson action. But I should also prepare for the Sinkifield Cup starting tomorrow. So, I don't know. Galactic is saying, in the French series, Dorfman talked trash about a deceased successful author from Moscow, considered the best, could figure who it was. Yeah, I don't think that's a big secret that the late Mark Dvoretsky and Dorfman were not on great terms, or I don't know. I don't know the backstory, but yeah, they had some warm words for each other in the series. Mark Dvoretsky did, also with me sitting there being pretty. He also did mention Joseph. I'm doing well here against Strategy. I hope, at least. Probably his best chance now is to sacrifice the queen, so bishop takes b2. Because the endgames, I was gonna say, all look very, very sad, but okay, that was not one great solution anymore. Michael Palitska is saying that Yanistan is a democracy. It is, absolutely. We have elections every other year. Jan Jewel is wondering, have you watched The Boys on Amazon? I have not, but my boy, Peter Svidler, sent me a strongly worded message that I should watch it. So I probably will. Because, while I don't trust Peter on choice of hobbies, I do trust his TV taste. And yeah, he said, The Boys is good. Maybe he just meant the family was healthy. I'm not 100% sure. He does have twin boys, but I think he was referring to the TV show. Alright, can I attack something? Kikuya is asking, is Svidler, Jan is speaking German, I'm Jan. Svidler speaking German? No, he's not, but I kind of speak English. Like, not well, as you can see, but we do communicate in the common tongue. Mr. Dodgy is saying, The Boys is a poor man's Doom Patrol. That might be true. The question, however, is, has anybody outside the Mr. Dodgy household seen Doom Patrol by now? We've heard a lot of plugging from the, I was gonna say the horse's mouth, but that would be wrong. Dodgy owns horses. He is not the horses. From Dodgy's mouth. But has anybody seen Doom Patrol? Anybody out there? Millions of cool, young, hip people on Twitch watching. Have you guys seen Doom Patrol? I don't think anybody has. And Strategy was getting frustrated with his trapped horse in the corner. Was never getting out. Look at this. No way out. H5 can't move. And therefore resigned. Put up a lot of good resistance, but yeah, my pieces were too active. comparison of this bishop to this horse tells the whole story. And thanks for the compliments. On my English, I wasn't really fishing for them, but I still like them. Flattery always works. Amazing that I can communicate in the common tongue after all these years. But it's still bothering me that you can never reach, or I can never reach, the level of a native speaker. Who knew that these first, whatever, like 5 years are important for picking up a language? Maybe I should actually start speaking to my daughter. She's turning 3 soon, but I read somewhere that you don't remember anything before you turn 5. So I thought it would be a bit of a waste of time to teach her any language, and I thought we'd start once she's 5 so she can remember some words. But now I'm having second thoughts. I don't know if there's any expert on like children's speech out there. Maybe you can give me some input. But I'm starting to feel like you go to kindergarten, all these other little things, they sort of speak, and she's the only one who just doesn't know a single word. So I'm starting to feel like I might have done something wrong. So if anybody out there is an expert and ideally could back me up on my theory that there's no point in starting language before 5, please let me know. Julio Lasagna is saying, I remember throwing a piece of salami at my sister's face when I was 4. Okay, maybe you're a prodigy, Julio, and you can remember stuff from when you were 4. But I'm still assuming that 5 is the normal memory age. Mr. Dodgy is saying, I'm an expert. If your child doesn't murder anyone, you have succeeded. Okay, I think we're good there. Also, since she can't speak, she can't like talk anybody into swallowing their own tongue, Hannibal Lecter style. So I've already eliminated one way for her to murder anybody. Therefore, yeah, I think that's an argument for my method. Carl Neering is saying, I'm no expert. Do you have kids, Carl? You never tell us about the family. Only the stories of you and Greg Popovich hanging out in high school. Perpetual Stalemate is saying, Julio only remembers because of the scar his sister left him with. That makes sense. Turan Bar 94 is saying, how many chats are you reading right now? 2. 1, 2, 3. I'm a bit better here, but Michael Meyer, so far, is hanging in there. Should play a6 at some point to stop me from going knight b5. But he doesn't. Okay, do I go knight d5? fc8. Not sure how much that gets me. I'll do it. But still not sure how much it gets me. What am I missing here? Angelo Dante, subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you, Angelo. Jay Beast is saying, as an English American, I think Jan is much more articulate in English than most of the folks I encounter on a daily basis. Wow. That's a bit rough towards the fine folks in Alabama that you hang out with, Jay Beast. And I struggle to believe that. But thank you, thank you. Can I take the knight? I wasn't paying much attention to the game, but if there's free horse blood, count me in. Carnarian, what's the backstory? You're saying I'm a mere lad of 70? 7 kids, 16 grandkids. Wow, that's impressive, Carnarian. Congratulations. That is a lot of kids around. Wow, 7 and 16, that's beautiful. Are they all hanging out? Do you all have like a crisis dinner when LeBron leaves Cleveland again, that kind of stuff? Your folks around? Well, your folks around is not what you say, right? That means, are your parents still alive? No, I mean, Are your kids and grandkids all nearby? While I play shop mail and continue to investigate Carl Nering's backstory. Good old English. Wow, Rui1561 can actually speak English. Boom, Rui, who knew? Spanish is the most beautiful language. All of you know it. Yeah, I like Spanish. If I could only roll the R, I'd be Espanoling it up every day. But I can't do it. What's this line? A3, they can go A5, or they can, I guess, bring the bishop out. A6, I don't know, I guess you develop your pieces somewhere. Bishop here, maybe? Maybe, maybe not. This play looks quite logical, actually. Shop mail. Stop making sense. Carl Nering is saying some kids close, some far away. Fair enough. He said, you just had your daughter with her 8 kids there for 2 weeks? They just left for Idaho. Hang on, so you have 16 grandkids and 7 kids, but 8 of the 16 grandkids is from one of your daughters. So she did like half the grandkid production, is fair to say, right? Just so I don't get this confused. I have 2 sisters. They have... How many kids do they have in between them? They have a bunch. Like 6, I think. I always lose count. But I think it's 6. I have to ask them. Carlson Superlight saying, Jan, will Magnus be on course to hit 2900 at the Sinkfield Cup? I would guess he's an underdog. No, that... Well, to hit it during one tournament, he would need to win, what, like 18 points on top of his already ridiculous rating. So I've always been skeptical if this 2900 thing is possible, because, yeah, you really can't afford one, like, average tournament. You have to keep scoring insane things, like, whatever, 8 out of 11 against the best players in the world. So, yeah, I think he's an underdog, but would be fun to see it, of course. As for the position, I don't think I'm an underdog, but Shopmail has played well. I guess I should, I don't know, think of something to do at some point. Julio Lasagna is wondering if my sisters play or play chess. Nah. It's just me. They waste their lives on, I don't know, studying medicine or becoming partners in law firms or, you know, silly stuff. Not dedicating it to the 64 squares. How can we crush shot p-mail here? a4, b5? Maybe. Getting kids too. I hate sleeping wonders. What brought you to chess? I would think it's lack of athleticism. I believe that is the main recruiting tool for chess clubs out there. Can't compete in sports? Try chess. You can beat the big cool kids that hang out on Twitch all day. Because it's not all about brains or athletic ability. It's mainly about, you know, not having a life, not having friends. You put in the hours, boom, you crush everybody at chess. So there you go. That's my pitch. How's this game going? He's still hanging around 95 or 95 or whatnot. I don't know. I guess I'm teeny tiny bit better maybe. But not much. Bishop g2. Can I zwischenzug it up like knight d7? Let's find out. Carnering is saying there's a scholar in Germany with my name, with my same name, who has published several books. Wow, that ain't you, Carnering? I read all of your work in German. No, but seriously, what's the German Carnering talking about? Galactic is saying, are you tall enough for basketball though? Not really, first of all. I'm like 193, which you still need skills in basketball at that height. And secondly, the growth spurt only kicked in after I had already discovered the beauty of the 64 squares. 14-year-old 117 Jan. 117? No, 117 is probably low. 170 Jan. Did not really envision a basketball career. By the way, Shopmail, you've played well. So why not acknowledge you play well, then you lost a piece, and call it a day, because by putting up more resistance here, I don't know, I should generally, my stance is anyone can resign whenever they want, so I should not try to talk Shopmail into resigning. However, sometimes I do feel that if you've shown in the game that you're a strong player, then as a strong player, you probably understand that your chances aren't very high in this position, and you could also call it a day. I'm not saying it's any like unwritten rule or whatever. I don't believe in that at all. I think anyone can resign whenever they want, but sometimes it feels like, that if you resign earlier, it actually makes you look stronger than if you drag the game out way past its expiration date. Then again, I'll probably find a way to mess this up. Carlson Superlight is saying Jan and Dirk could have won Olympic gold. Unlikely, but yeah, that's the one of my many regrets, that I met Dirk Nowitzki once in the year, I don't know, early 2000s. We had a Germany-Hungary match, and the German basketball national team had a training session at the same hotel we were in. So all these guys were always at breakfast, and I was too cool or too awkward or both to ask Dirk for an autograph or a picture, which I would really have liked to have. Like, I never ask anybody for an autograph, but that's one that I'm a bit sad that you didn't dare to take a selfie. Big hero of mine, Dirk Nowitzki. And thanks for the game, Shopmail. Let's play International Master Eirik Gu. What's the Gu stand for? Gulakson. Here we go. Knight f3 g6. Oh, so cunning. Dr. Eirik. I don't know what to do here. I usually switch my lines around. Knight c2 is sort of my favorite move, but this time around I'll go mainstream. Not fully up to date in Maroczy developments, but I have always believed that white is better in the Maroczy structure, and I always recommend that black should try to find a different opening than the Maroczy, at least as a full-time weapon. I'm not very convinced by it. Says I'm not very up to date with theory, then bangs out 15 moves of theory in the most critical line. It's part of my charm. But Eirik also booked up. You're scaring me now, Eirik. You're worse, but you're scaring me too. With your sheer speed of play. Eirik taking a break here. Queen g4, ED, I guess just f3 was better. Here, how does this go? I guess I should try to create a little deep passer. Should I throw in a little check? Not sure, why not? Looks better for white, and I feel like I've seen something very similar to this. Probably not this very position, and I might have done something wrong, but I've seen something fairly similar to this position for sure. Maybe some game. I can't recall. Some Cheparinov game? Queen b4. I guess I don't want any endgames, or do I? Queen f6, rook d8, rook e7, takes, queen takes, looks decent. Yeah, let's keep the queens. Rui 1561 is wondering, is it the last game, Juanito? No, I think I'll play one more after this, because I didn't announce the last game. And I didn't look at the clock. So, one more after this. Perpetual Stalemate is saying, Dirk's probably telling his friends, people outside chess have friends. Well, that's interesting. About the one time he shared a hotel with Jan and he didn't ask for an autograph. That does sound likely. Dirk, if you're watching, I'm not going to travel to get that picture. But if you want to stop by to Hamburg, you can sit in at like one of these Banter Blitz shows or maybe some live commentary. I don't think I'll give you the mouse. I don't trust your chess that much. But still, I'd love to make this picture happen. So... Eirik's taking a time out here. I guess, yeah, rook 88, rook a7 is my plan. Looks unpleasant. And I don't really see what move he should make, because rook a7 might be coming either way. So let's hope for the best. Here we go. Yeah, still don't see why not. Do I go d7 or not? These positions tend to be kind of close to winning because black is so tied up. But some care might still be needed. Makes some sense, it feels to me, like to transfer this rook to the third rank so I can work with some rook f3 or rook b3 ideas. Because if I go d7, queen c7, it's still good obviously, but I'll be kind of tied down to defending this pawn for now. Not sure, position is very good. One way or another. I want this. Does this make sense, or can I just go queen d6? I don't want that. Yeah, don't know. Is this a good move? Just to be annoying? Being annoying. Bit of a skill I have. wondering if f4 is smart, but nah. Still hanging in there, our boy Eirik. Still not very pleasant, but he has not given me all that much to work with the last couple of moves. d5, weird move. Okay, Jan, focus. We want to win this game. I don't like it when I start messing around and then don't win. Kind of winning positions. Happens a lot, but it fills my heart with great dread. Shame. Shame! How can he have made so much more progress than me from this hopeless position? Okay. Beating self up part almost over. Winning on time part about to begin. Ugh. That's really been embarrassing how I played this. Run, Kingy. I was hoping he'd blunder something else, but he didn't. Unfortunate. Okay. I'm very upset. Completely winning position. Horribly, horribly messed up. This will haunt me for a while. Oh boy, this is tilting. Good game, Eirik Goo. Well, yeah, this one really tilts me. So clueless from wherever it was, ever since I started reminiscing about not having taken that picture with Dirk. Really started playing complete nonsense here. Anyway, good game, Eirik Goo. Let's play one last game. And then go watch the Tarantino movie and cry myself to sleep after that. Or maybe during. What about STS1? That was ridiculous. In a position where he can't move anything, somehow he managed to improve his position a lot, while I managed to do nothing. Jan. Okay. Focus. Beat Streets 1. And I think that's all there is to do. Still tilted. Is this what they play? Or do they start with Queen B3? I never understood these subtleties of these weird ratey positions. Ugh, really upset about the last game. But provoking B6 should be a good thing for me. That's not what you want with black. Now there are some questions. Pawn, F5 hanging. This looks bad. Not as bad as the position I just had, but pretty bad. That's really annoying. Virtuoso, rubbing it in. Oh dear, not able to convert a pass pawn on the 6th or 7th. Wow, I must study that. What's the rating Virtuoso? Let's look it up. 2117. Nah, that's not very high on the list of things you need to study. But yeah, that doesn't make it any less embarrassing. Nicola Drummer is asking, anything interesting on Chess24 these days? I don't know, there's this little tournament called the Sinkfield Cup. Starts tomorrow, 8 p.m. European time. Or I have no idea when it starts, but I'm assuming it starts in the afternoon. I'll be doing commentary in the beautiful German language. And there will be commentary in all the other languages as well. Including English, Spanish, what other languages are there? French, Russian maybe? I don't know stuff. Okay, I have another winning position that I should be able to mess up with minimum effort. So, how do we go about this? STS1 is asking, do you have a favorite NAB team? I don't know what that means. You mean NBA team? Not really. I'm mainly a hater, like with chess. So I root against the Rockets. Sorry if our friend from Houston is still watching. I root against LeBron wherever he is. I kind of root against Westbrook, so it was nice that he went to the Rockets as well. So now I can double root against them. But I don't have a favorite. I'm a very negative, spiteful person. So it comes easier to me to just root against teams. Galactic is saying, ha ha ha, Jan really upset. Yeah, what tipped you off? The 5 times I said this really pisses me off? I probably didn't use these words. Family show. I probably said something like, this really annoys me. And believe me, it does. I'm aware, it's Banter Blitz. It's talking nonsense, but not winning such a position just makes you feel so silly. Anyway, credit to Eirik, who actually defended very well while I was, doing random things. But I don't like it. Never will. STS is saying, not fair when you play Jan after he loses, too strong. I don't think that's true. I normally get weaker when I lose. I'm not very good at tilt management. Normally, as long as I win, I play better than once I start losing a game. Especially such a game. Anyway, let me try to win this one. Queen b4, he goes queen a4. I kind of want to keep queens. b3, can he take on d3? b3 looks a little artificial. Queen c3. Ugh, am I overthinking this? Not sure this was the cleanest. I wasn't in love with giving his knight to square, but as mentioned, I didn't want to go allow queen a4, potentially exchanging queens, and b3, knight d3 is way too complicated for me, even though I'm probably winning the knight in like 2 moves. Not sure what my queen is doing there. But how bad can it be? Note to self, don't blunder any. Rook g8, knight g3. That would really get me tilting. Then again, it's the last game, so who cares? Bishop h3, knight g3, fg, rook g3, king h2. Still looks kind of winning. So, might as well. So far, so good. You can give a Gegenschach, as we call it in German. Beautiful language. Note to self, don't play Bishop f5, Queen g2, checkmate. Thanks, Jan. Point taken. And STS1 resigns after this lethal pin. Thanks for the game, STS1. Bit of an opening disaster. The usual story. After that, you played well and hung in there. But it was, of course, big odds to give. That's it for today. I'm off to the movies. Watch that Tarantino thingy. I don't even know what it's called. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? I think that's what it's called. Hope it's good. And yeah, check out the opening clinic that will be up in like, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. And then, yeah, watch that little tournament called the Sinkfield Cup. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks to the Chess24 premium users that keep this happening. Thanks for the Twitchers that support us as well. So, see you next time. Bye. Still upset.